Now, no two projects are ever the same, but oftentimes you may find yourself working on projects that are pretty similar in scope, especially if it's something episodic or something that is just the similar type of content over and over and over again. And to speed that entire process up, Assemble enables you to save entire projects as templates. The goal within Assemble is that you can essentially create a menu of different types of project templates so that you have pre-built scopes and timelines and folder structures for all the different types of projects you may be working on. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to save a template, how to open a template for a future project, and then how to fully customize that for the specific project needs. So before we jump into the process of saving a template, let's first talk about what's inside an Assemble project and therefore what is going to be saved into a project template. So first of all, at the top, within any project, we have the project calendar. And so as you can see here, I've built out this entire calendar where we have all of these tasks, a timeline of how this project is going to flow together. And then inside here, I've added some subtasks as well, which are really just kind of checklists. They can serve as a nice checklist of to-dos. And as we're getting into this, I'm really going to talk about how these project templates can become standard operating procedures in a sense, and not only save you time in terms of kicking off projects, but can also help you create these processes that your team can use over and over and over again. So that's an important part of it. Of course, the task list creates a checklist of sorts, and these subtasks are just another way to add more detail into what needs to be done throughout that project. Secondly, within a project, you have, of course, your phases and your subfolders. So this entire folder structure that I've created with the sidebar, as well as all of these subfolders, this is an element that's going to get saved into our project templates. And then lastly is documents. So as many of you know, you can create documents within Assemble. So this is an example of a project brief that was created entirely within Assemble. We can have things like project briefs. We can build out things like call sheets or shot lists as an example. And these entire documents can get saved into your overall project template as well. So if you know for a fact on this project, we're going to need these very specific documents in each phase. We need a project kickoff document. Maybe we need a contract. Maybe we need a storyboard template, a shot list template. All of those things can be preloaded and saved into the overall project template. One important note, documents will only be saved into the project template if the documents themselves are already saved as document templates. We have another great video about saving document templates, but just so you know, make sure you come up here, save these as a template first if you want them to be saved into the overall project template. And then finally, the last element that is inside projects is the teams. So we have tons of videos on guest teams and user permissions, but essentially I've created these teams, which are essentially buckets of different users. And then I can use these buckets of users to set permissions throughout the project, what phases, folders, tasks, etc., that I want each team to have access to. As mentioned, if you're interested in learning more about that, check out our YouTube. We have tons of other great videos. But that is just another element that's going to get saved into those project templates. So now that we've covered all that, let's go ahead and jump into the actual process of saving a template. So we come up here to the top left, click these three dots, and just go ahead and click Save as Template. So this is an example of a commercial production. And if we are a commercial production company, we're probably going to be doing a lot of these. So let's just go ahead and save this as our commercial template. We can add in a description, commercial production process, whatever we want. And then we can also upload a thumbnail. Let's go ahead and just upload a hypothetical company logo as an example. Beneath that, we're going to see what is included with this template. We can include the calendar and tasks, including the phases, tasks, subtasks, and milestones. The folders, your entire folder structure, as well as the document templates, as you can see here. And then finally, the teams and permissions to control all of those throughout the entire project. You can check any of these on or off if there's elements you do or don't want to save into that template. And then at the bottom, you have the option to save this as a personal template, which means only going to be visible to you. or as a workspace template, which means that anyone within your workspace will be able to access that. Let's go ahead and save this as a workspace template, since this is an example of doing this with our team. And then just go ahead and click Save Template. We can see down in the bottom left, our template has now been saved. So let's go ahead and jump out of here and say we're kicking off a new project. Well, we don't want to build that entire project again from scratch. We know it's going to be a commercial. It's going to be very similar. So there's two places you can access your templates. Number one, in the sidebar here on our main projects dashboard, you have your templates tab, and we can find that template right there. Or you can also find it by just coming up here, clicking New Project. And here you're going to have the area for your personal template and then your workspace templates. And since we saved that as a workspace template, here it is right here. Go ahead and open that. It's just going to give us a quick preview. Once again, the description, the length based on the calendar, which is fully customizable, which we'll show you in a moment. But this is just going to give you the length of the template when you open it, phases that are included. So just go ahead and click Use this template. We'll go ahead and just add a project name. Just add a general company name there. And then what you're going to do is just pick a start date. And what it's going to do is auto build your calendar based on that start date using the template. So as you can see, we now have an estimated end date, and it automatically calculates that for us. We can upload a company logo here. And then let's go ahead and start new project. Let me just make this block actually so that got a visual. We go ahead and start new project. What we're going to see on this screen is the phases within here once again, but now you can actually click them and open them, and we can see all of the tasks within each phase, as well as the due date based on the start date and the duration. So it really just gives you a visual of when important key dates might be happening, such as a shoot based on your template. You can also remove entire phases on this screen. If, for instance, we're not going to have creative development, you could just remove that, and it's going to take all those tasks off of your calendar. From here, go ahead and click Next. And we'll go ahead and add our team and then click Done. And there we go. Within about 10 seconds, we've built out an entire project from scratch. And so let's take a quick tour of what happened exactly. If we open up this calendar, we're going to see that based on our start date of December 11th, our entire calendar has now been built going into the new year. And this, of course, is fully customizable. So no two projects are ever the same. So if you need to shift some things around, feel free to go ahead and do that. Additionally, all of our subtasks are saved in there. So once again, those checklists of everything that needs to be done is completely saved within that template. And then jumping out of here, we can see that our entire phase and folder structure has been saved. So all of those phases that we had built, our entire folder structure, you're going to notice all of the files have been removed. So anything that you uploaded has been removed. So this is just a fresh, brand new project, empty template, ready to go for you to start uploading the files for this new project. And then additionally, your documents have been saved in here. So while the files have been removed, any documents that were created in Assemble using our cloud-based document creator have been saved. They're fully customizable. I can come in here and start making my edits, update these in any way that I want. And so we can see that that project brief template was saved in here, our call sheet template, our shot list template. Everything's just preloaded, ready to go. You don't even need to go add those documents in. Everything's just ready to go. If you have contracts, you can have those preloaded in here. Pretty much anything and everything you need in terms of documents. So as you can see, this project is just set up. It's ready to go. You can just feel like you can start assigning tasks to people, uploading the files, customizing these documents, and you're just off to the races. Finally, down here, all of those teams were brought in as well. And so I can just instantly start inviting people to this project. But the great thing is that the actual permissions that we set for these teams, both on the phases and within the calendar tasks, you can set permissions at a task level as well. All of these have been saved. And so based on this template, all of our user permissions that we like are already set for our teams. So I can confidently begin inviting a client, for instance, and just know that when they join this project, they're going to be seeing exactly what they need to see. And I don't have to go in and worry about setting all these user permissions because it's already saved in the template. So that's a walkthrough of how to save the template. Finally, what I want to wrap up on is how do you improve these templates over time and just make it a continual process of improvement? As you and your team work with and assemble more, these projects are just going to get more built out. Your processes are going to get better as you're adding, new documents and, just maybe understanding more tasks and subtasks to add to the calendar for more granular detail. And so over time, the projects and the process will get better, but you want to make sure you memorialize that inside the templates. And so rather than just having to resave these templates and ending up with dozens of templates for the same thing, what the best practice to do is if you've made some improvements to this project through the process of working at it, just go up here, click Save as Template, and then just go ahead and overwrite existing. And you can search. This one's already loaded up there. And we can just find that template that we've created in the past. Just go ahead and continue. We can update if we need to make any updates to the description or what we want to have saved. And then just go ahead and click Save Template. And that's now been updated. So that's just a way to just have this process of continual improvement. As your team gets better, as your process gets better, just keep overwriting those templates and just making them better and better over time. So I hope this was helpful. And I think that this is one of the most powerful tools within Assemble that can help you automate your processes and save time.